season 1 with the Yarbo, and let me start off by saying I love this thing. It does have some issues, but every time we've come across one, we've figured out a solution. The first thing that we tried was the optimized cutting blade, because I was having some issues with the motors overheating, so I came up with a solution to protect the spindles from getting bunged up with grass clippings and jammed up with other items, which I found out. And that worked pretty well. But I've got some pretty tough grass, and so I wanted to go one step further and come up with a solution for being able to use the straight blades that you find on the Pro Mower. I didn't want the Pro Mower because it comes with a higher power motors, which means that it has less battery life. I wanted this mower using those blades, and so I came up with a little kit that consists of these, which are the spindle covers and protectors. Comes with a set of these, which is an adapter to allow you to put the straight blade on it. It's actually got, these are actually made out of aluminum. I did mess around with the various plastics, but I found that the more robust solution was aluminum. So this is anodized aluminum, and as part of these spindle covers, it also comes with a top for the spindle cover to prevent the grass clippings and debris from getting into this area and jamming it. Now, it's not 100%, but it does work extremely well, and I'm going to show you how to install that. It's very simple. So the whole kit also comes with new hardware and Allen wrenches to help install the blades. There's some little tricks to it, and some things you've got to be a little bit careful of. That's kind of why I'm making this video, to show you how this works. So without further ado, let's get these installed. We'll start out with these spindle covers that should sit easily over the existing nuts that are on there, bolts that are on there. As you can see, I've already removed the blade guards, which is kind of essential if you want to stop this thing from jamming. The main thing with the blade guards is that you don't want to try to reach under and pick this thing up while it's mowing, otherwise you may lose a few digits, so be really careful with that. So, first things first, I want to get these installed. The kit comes with screws. There are 4 screws on each one of these that go into existing screw holes. Make sure you line it up properly. Yeah, sometimes it's a little tricky with these little screws for me, but okay, it works. Oh yeah, and the materials that are used. So I mentioned that the adapter itself is made out of aluminum. The guards themselves, these are printed 3D printed in Acer, and the tops to that, we'll see when we get to that, which is really the cover for the blade. That's printed in Acer reinforced with carbon fiber. Alright, so let's get these in. I'm not going to talk while I'm doing this because you won't hear me. The big thing is you don't want to screw these in too tightly. Tight, of course, but you don't want to strip anything. So let's get these in really quickly. Alright, so that's the spindle guard. The next thing you want to do is you want to put the top end of the spindle guard on. There's a piece that's indented, which is the exact shape of the spindle, so that kind of grabs onto the spindle and spins freely with it, as you can see. The screws should line up nicely. Then I'm going to install my shiny original ones. If you're purchasing this kit, you're going to get the nice new anodized grey ones, but they're both the same material. They're both aluminum. Alright, so then you just put this guy, line this over the holes nicely, and 4 more screws, literally through that into the spindle. My fingers are probably getting on the way. Should be able to line these up. I would advise also doing this. I know I'm using this drill, but I would advise using a hand Allen wrench, which I will include also in the kit. And the reason for that is when this thing gets tight, it tends to want to spin. And if you're holding onto it too tightly, there's a really good chance that it's going to slice you. So be really, really careful, or put a rag over that while you're trying to hold it when you're putting these screws in. So that's 2 screws in. Let's see, let's get the other 2. A little finicky sometimes, but and again, easy with the tightening. You don't want to wreck anything. There we go. Now you got the guard on. I think I'm actually going to switch to a regular Allen key from the kit. Probably makes more sense so I don't injure myself. Alright, let's tighten these, hand tighten nicely. And when you're doing it, do opposites. I mean, it's one side, one there, and the other on this side. Here, and this side. And tighten them down evenly. Don't ratchet one all the way down, and then do the next. Okay, so then, you got to be careful with your lefts and rights. The blades that come have an indication on them. I'm going to show you the shiny ones. See, it says left on there, and this side to grass. I'm going to use the old blades that I've been using, just because they're still great, so I don't need to put new ones on. And I'm going to want the right side. The left and right can be a little confusing. If you have them upside down, they're not going to cut. So from the back of the mower unit, facing the wheels, this is the left, is your real left, and the right is your real right, which is why I've rotated this thing this way, so I wouldn't get confused. Blade simply goes on over the guard, lines up quite nicely. The one thing to be aware of is these are stamped, and very often they're not totally flat, so they actually rock a little bit on a flat surface, as you can see. And so putting the screws in can be a little bit challenging. Let me get a set of screws for that. New hardware comes with it. I'll show you how to get around that. So the next you want is the cap. The screws go in the cap. Sorry, there's insects bugging me. One in there, one in there. These line up with the screw holes over here. Now this is the part. Take each one of these screws and gently tighten it until it finds the plate beneath it. You can test by lifting it lightly on the blade. They will be stiff because, again, like I said, these blades have a little bit of an angle to them. Get the other one until you can find, okay, there we go, got that. And then, once you have them both in, then tighten them down evenly to 3 screw turns on that side, 2 turns on this side, etc. Right? Make sure that this continues to rotate freely. This is loosened up a little bit since the other one's cranked down a bit. Still nice and free. There we go. And we should be able to take this down now pretty much all the way. Again, don't try and kill this thing. Just make sure that these are tight enough, hand tight is enough, more enough. There we go. So that's hand tight on that side, and hand tight on that side. And voila, that is your straight blade. Now, the kits come either with the blade, 2 blades obviously, or without the blades. These are original Yarbo blades. You can get them from the Yarbo store, you can get them from Amazon, or you can get them as part of this kit. No need to show you this one. I will do this one separately. This was basically the installation of the straight blade kit for the M1 non-pro mower. And that's it. I quickly installed the second one, the left side. They should both rotate very freely. I hope this video helped. I hope you get these blades and that they work for you just as well as they work for me. They're available on Etsy and they're available on Amazon under my channel, WeEngineers. Thanks very much for watching.